At this time, Ragnar and his wife Yakina were comforting, and they had just looking at their son. As the eldest son and grandson, Roger was carrying the dinner prepared by the servant and came to his grandfather's room. When he just opened the door, he saw the old master lying on the carpet, twitching constantly, foaming at his mouth, his face pale. Roger was taken aback, and hurriedly stepped forward to check and found that the old master seemed to have had a stroke. When he looked at his hand, he was holding his cell phone tremblingly. There was a video on the cell phone. How could the person on the video look like this? His uncle? He subconsciously picked up the phone and took a look. He just saw his little uncle go crazy, pinched his aunt's neck, and strangled her directly. When Roger shivered, his mobile phone was thrown out. When he was shocked by the content of the video, the old master beside him had already lost his breath. Roger was shocked and rushed out the door, shouting at the servant and the doctor. The doctor arrived quickly and began to give first aid to the old master. Soon, Ragnar and his wife rushed over after hearing the news. What's going on? Why did the old master suddenly have a stroke? As soon as Ragnar arrived, he immediately questioned the Wu family's expert doctor. The doctor immediately said, "Chairman Wu, master should have been irritated, and he was suddenly irritated, almost like last time. What happened?" Ragnar was extremely puzzled. What happened? Why is it suddenly stimulated to have a stroke? At this time, Roger in the corner watched all the videos circulating on the internet, and came to Ragnar and Yakina with a pale and weak face, and said in a panic, "Dad, Mom, Uncle killed my aunt, and then someone killed him." Young Uncle and all the core members of his beggar gang, even the same group of human traffickers, a dozen or so people, all welded to an Iveco, dropped into river. What? When the couple heard this, what was their first reaction? How can there be such a thing in this era? Weld a dozen people in the Car River? How arrogant is this? Besides, Nanshan's gang of beggars in Suzhou and the whole province are all standard local dragons, and ordinary people can't provoke them at all. Let alone ordinary people, it is impossible for people with authority to provoke them. And the entire gang of beggars has more than 10,000 men. Who has the ability to kill all the core members of the gang of beggars? Yakina touched her son's forehead, and couldn't help but said, "Son, are you having a fever?" "Then it's my brother and aunt. How can you arrange them like this?" Roger hurriedly said, "Oh, what I said is true. It has spread all over the internet now, and before my uncle died, he admitted to the camera that our Wu family was his backer, and he relied on our family. That's why we have done so many things that hurt the world and reason. Now the whole internet is scolding our Wu family." What? The couple were shocked. Ragnar immediately grabbed the phone from him and blurted out, "Which video is it? I will have a look at it." Roger immediately found the video and clicked to play. At this time, Ragnar was sweating nervously, staring at the screen of his mobile phone. He knew what his brother-in-law had done. If he really asked the Wu family to take care of him, then the reputation of the Wu family would be all over. Yakina also raised her heart to her throat. She still couldn't believe that her brother and younger siblings were all dead. Ragnar and Yakina were close to each other, staring at their mobile phones, after watching this thrilling video that broke them completely. Seeing her brother strangled her sister-in-law, she was panicked to the extreme. When she saw her brother was welded to death in the car and sinking into the river with the car, she collapsed completely, and her legs became soft and paralyzed. She then fell to the ground. Immediately afterwards, she cried out desperately, "Nanshan! My brother! You died so miserably. You are dead, and our Shui family is dead. How will your sister face our parents, how to face the ancestors of our Shui family?" After that, she tried her best to hit the ground with her fist, and shouted hysterically, "My good brother, you tell your sister who killed you. Your sister must break him into pieces, and take revenge for you." People are so cruel. When Roger saw that his mother's fist had been smashed into flesh and blood, he hurriedly stepped forward and grabbed her hand and persuaded, "Mom, my uncle is gone. So don't do that. Yakina was crazy, grabbing her husband by the collar, desperately shaking her mouth and shouting crazy. Ragnar, who killed your brother-in-law? You must find him. Get him out. Bring him to me, let me kill him personally and avenge my brother. Ragnar was extremely upset at this time. He didn't care if Nanshan was dead or alive. It can even be said that he had long been expecting Nanshan to die. He had long been fed up with Nanshan's unpromising things, backed by his own brother-in-law, and doing sordid things like abducting women and children would only discredit his face. But he never thought that Nanshan would die in this way. It doesn't matter if he is dead. But he is dead, he can't affect the whole Wu family. It's better now. Before this little bastard died, he pushed everything to the Wu family. He even called his name publicly, saying that he was supporting him behind his back. Isn't this pushing himself on the road to absolutes? How do people outside look at Wu's family and how do they look at themselves? Without even thinking about it, he knew that Wu's current reputation must have been in a mess and plummeted. This is all thanks to Nanshan, this dog thing. At this moment, Ragnar's assistant ran over quickly and blurted out, Chairman, it's not good. Chairman, now the whole country is scolding Wu family and scolding you. The broker called me just now and said that if you continue like this as the situation continues, several of our listed group stocks will immediately drop by their limit at the opening of the market tomorrow, and will drop by at least 10 times in a row. By that time, the entire Wu family's assets will have lost more than half.